Okay. Alright. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This time, both noses is free, so we can breathe a lot better this time. That's good. By the way, from pattern recognition, again, exactly the same street, the same spot. Another speed camera is there. Though I'm not going to confront him today because I'm really just can't be bothered. But one thing I do know is that I saw them. No rear light tail, no rear light, but the front light's on, I guess. So I guess that's something. And they parked in the same spot, so I saw them. So yeah, I was going under 60, so no worries. I kind of just got used to it at this point. Due to so much pattern recognition, that street there's always going to be a speed camera there. But besides that, though, yeah, it is what it is. At least at this time, the street was so crowded. Actually, no, they still camouflaged. Because the street, I honestly thought there would be no speed cameras there because the street was so many cars parked on the left. But they found an opening and hid there. But luckily, since the street was so crowded, that their front headlights reflect off the car in front of them, so I could spot them from a distance. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I've gotten used to this point. That street is always going to have a security camera. No, speed camera every now and then. Okay, so what did we yesterday? Yesterday wasn't bad. We did like 20 minutes of a story video, and then nearly 3 hours of cooked earth. I think we're pretty much ready, by the way. We're pretty much almost done and ready to fight the manticore. I think we just need to like wait for the wyverns to grow up, and that's about it. Probably craft a bunch of saddles, and that's it. Yeah, there's nothing to really talk about today. At least I'm not sleepy, but I'm awake and alert. It's just I've got nothing to say. It looks like Golden Hour is not really here right now, but it's alright because from our many pattern recognition, after we finish cardio, usually it's pretty quiet anyway, so it is what it is. Yeah, no one really bothers us on the stairs. Oh yeah, I guess there's one thing to say about the problem yesterday, which was about how to translate the scripts and slash stories into an actual like readable thing. I'm gonna have to play it third person POV, so I'm gonna have to translate it from second POV to third person. Don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else to say? Not really. I mean, we're on the stairs right now, so it's pretty obvious what to do. Just climb at 6 speed for 30 minutes. Only thing is, there's nothing to talk about. My heart rate is 123. Guess that's why it's so slow. So yeah, we have a spare t-shirt, so it's not gonna matter too much here. We're sweating an awful lot, so again, that's why I bought an extra shirt just in case. And it looks like the extra shirt's gonna come in handy. Yep, and based on pattern recognition, this thing will stop at 20 minutes, and we'll just press a few buttons and it'll be back to normal. Heart rate's still 126. It's not really moving. Again, that should be pretty normal. 300 calories and 112 floors around. Yep, so Nose has no problem breathing. Everything's kind of just normal. We've actually managed to go through all the water today. Usually I don't, but I guess today we did. Well, I've not even talked today at all. That's because I really just can't think of anything to. There really isn't a topic to talk about. Can't really think of anything, honestly. Like, what is there to say? What kind of topic is that there? Yesterday we already scheduled everything and we did what we did. So what, today would be what? Continue the horror stories, I guess. Then do some cooked ash. I guess we've nearly done the series, by the way. But I will admit it's getting boring phase because it's really just grinding for a boss fight that everyone already sees. There's no real like story and adventure anymore. I mean the stats are pretty average considering that we've literally done this so many times already. 112 floors, 200 calories. Heart rate's pretty shit because we don't even do anything else. Yeah, that's pretty basic. Nothing special. We've kind of calculated that that's the kind of stats you get if you just walk at 6 speed without stopping. Alright, you know the drill. We're gonna basically just stretch and then, once we finish stretching, we're gonna change shirts. And that's basically the drill. We're gonna change shirts now. I think the strategy this time when we change shirts is pretty simple. You just take the headphones off, take the towel off, and then we'll just grab this and yeah, I'll be back in a brand new shirt. So we're pretty dry. And look, this thing's already set up for us too. So it's almost perfect. Already set up with the 3 plates. All I know is that there's just really nothing to talk about today. I really just can't think of a topic. Honestly, we're kind of on autopilot now I think about it. Because we know what to do, right? We've got to do that arc series. But yeah, I haven't even started White Album yet. I've been saying that for like the past week, I think. I haven't even started White Album yet. And we've actually been. I think the only reason we haven't been doing White Album is because we have been doing a lot of fishing and hunting, if you have noticed. What is today's agenda? Today's agenda is leg press. Then I don't think we did have this last week, so no need for that. We need to do lunges and then hamstrings. We haven't done hamstrings in a while. Oh no, we have. It's just that there's no good hamstring machines at this place. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do hip thrusts again, and then lunges. Maybe not. When do I even use hamstrings anyways? We're just gonna do hip thrusts again, and then after hip thrusts we might do Nordic hamstring or lunges. But yeah, we'll save the hamstrings for the machines next week or whenever we do it again, which is next week. So yeah, there's nothing else to say. And for cooked earth, it's pretty simple. We're literally near the end. Literally near the end. Literally conquered the entire trench. We've conquered the entire desert. Literally just left the only thing to kill is the boss. But yeah, there's really nothing else to say. We're pretty. What's the right word? We're doing what we're doing, and everything's just fine. Uh, Everything's normal, and that's kind of, again, there's no right or wrong, but sometimes too much normal is like we gotta do something else. But yeah, seems pretty normal to me. But yeah, there's literally nothing to say. One thing though that's interesting is that since we're coming back to the home base or whatever you want to call this place, we do get here like 10 minutes earlier than compared to everything else. So, we start legs or we start whatever a bit easier. Stairs is like a high calorie, slow style cardio. I'm not sure if it's actually slow or not. I think it's just because we've been doing stairs for so long that it feels normal. But I'm pretty sure it must be pretty hard for normal people, right? I don't even know. 1, 2, yeah, 3 fours. No, wait, one. So no, we're on 4 fives. Bro, there's nothing to say. There's literally nothing to say. Am I that white? What the hell? I'm actually, man. When we get in the sun, we actually become white. That's crazy. Like my arm looks hella white. What the hell? Is that lighting? No, my arms have actually turned white. What is? It's normal. Bro, my arms used to be a lot more darker. I think it's because when it comes to hunting and fishing, I started wearing long sleeves. I used to have a whole bunch. Usually, when I used to go hunting and fishing, I would just wear a normal t-shirt and I would have a whole bunch of sunscreen on my arms and just fish casually. But I'm starting to just cover them up now. I think it's mainly because I don't want to put a whole bunch of sunscreen on my arm. Actually, I don't even know if that's the reason or not. Maybe it's because it's cold, so I wear a jacket. So there's no point. Is that deja vu? Glitch in the Matrix? By I don't know. Hmm. Truck. The tripod's literally like a spider. Literally like a spider. Legs are going crazy. Legs going all over the place. Whatever. Someone was hip thrusting 68, 86 kgs. Damn. My 300-pound life. Wait, doesn't even make sense. No, 300 pounds is around 130 something. I always thought about it. 300 pounds sounds like a lot, but it's actually only 130 something kgs. So that's not even that bad. Yeah, there's nothing more to say. Are we bored? Do we need to find dopamine something else? Is that what we need? Not really. I mean, Earth logs for these like gyms and stuff. It's it is what it is. You just gotta do what you gotta do, right? Dopamine is normal. When it comes to cooked Earth, the dopamine's well, no. It seems like every time we hop on Earth. No, every time we hopped on cooked Earth or anything we hop on Ark, we have like tasks to do. Like it's progress every single video. Even Earth vlogs are progress videos every day. Now that I think about it, hunting and fishing has like no progress because it doesn't even scale. No, it doesn't even scale. It doesn't scale. It's just purely luck. Well, not purely. You could always increase your chances. Well, the 32 kgs. Is there anything else? There's nothing to say today. I guess we could talk about dopamine and stuff, right? I think that is why when we talked about Scum's Wish, I kind of understood Akane to a degree. I mean, sure, her methods of finding dopamine's a bit of a slut, but well, not a bit, yes, but it's like it is what it is, right? You know what I mean? It's like her framework checks out though. Her framework does check out. And also at the same time, look, if Akane was a male, no one would really care. Even though, oh, it's just a playboy. But it's just that in the female version. But yeah, that's why Akane's framework is a bit interesting. Like, imagine if Akane was literally just a male, and then he was like, yeah, have a whole bunch of playthings. He would be like, yo, G. Everyone would be like, yo, Akane G has a whole harem, G. But I guess since it's a woman, people will look at it differently. We drank with water, by the way, so might as well quickly check our weight. I'm gonna quickly check the weight. But yeah, I think that's the only thing about Scum's Wish, right? If Akane was literally a male, he would be G. Boom. Male, harem with females, done. Holy crap, what the hell? So, I don't know, someone took a shower, yeah. Let's go check the weight. I have no idea what we're gonna be. I think we might be 70 today, because we are eating 2,000 calories now. 69.6. Yo, we're actually ranging. Okay, I keep saying that. Maybe that reaction is getting old, huh? Oh my god, we're ranging. That's why we're eating 2,000 calories. So we could have like a slight change. Alright, we're gonna go straight towards the hip thrust. And then we're gonna do the Nordic hamstring. And that should be about it. Ain't really much to talk about. I think I always said it. Editing's gonna be easy. And then with the power of editing, I will magically have a barrier. Now it's just, yeah. Okay, around 4 5s. Simple as that. So yeah, I guess we'll just continue 2k calories, right? And really don't really see if we should increase it or not. I will say though, if we keep ranging, I swear I'm gonna go to like two, 2,000, 2,400. So 200 below the 2,600 that we bulked with. I guess we really should start. Well, we should really start White Album 2 if there's no other things to talk about. How's the rest of the world going? Ecosystem wise, everyone's just doing their own thing. Is it really worth it? I was always thinking if we should like infiltrate the university, right? But what would be the point? For content, how would I record it without being spotted? Plus, I'm not even there to get a degree, not even enrolled. But I'm always kind of curious if I just enter myself in there and just see, like, have a look, have a little snoop. But the only thing is, I'll be literally sitting in a lecture doing jack all, and you're the sum of the five people you spend the most time with. So I'm not looking to be making any friends. No way. Can't. My circle would be is too. If your mindset is already to go to the uni, then I don't think that's really one I'm gonna put in my circle. Unless like you're a female. If you're a female, you could just you know leave. And the females, if it's a female, yeah. If it's a male, it's like you can do other stuff. I think a dopamine is just kind of bored. It's not bored. It just feels like routine. Something must be interesting. Something must happen. I guess. I guess the only thing we really can do is what? What is it to do? Hunting and fishing's always interesting to a degree. But sure, once we do more hunting and fishing, it's gonna get mundane again. It's like, oh, I've caught that for like the 100th time. Okay, that's a lie, not 100. But it's like, oh, we've caught that for like the 10th time. Pretty basic, huh? So yeah, I mean, it's just the same. It's the same thing for everything. I already told you guys this a long time ago, right? It's like it's just dopamine. Like doing things for the first time or brand new things is like nice, but then the more you do it, the more you get bored. Hold on, shut up. Your headphones. Fuck's sakes. So what was I saying? I was gonna say that's exactly the same reason why dopamine when it comes to relationships. It's like cool, the first month or week, wow, daily bang bang, wow, daily smooches. But then it's like maybe after a month or so, it really depends on the context obviously, but it's like, oh, I'm bored. I mean that's why couples spice it up, I guess. But still it's kinda just the same dopamine, right? Perhaps it's kinda like the single man will be like cool. Having a wife might be kind of cool for like the first maybe year, but then the married man who's been in a marriage for 25 years is like, damn, if only I was alone. You know, it's just life right there. Straight up just life. I think it's the same as it really just dopamine. It's like the man, no, not the man, but just a person doing X repetitively. They'll get bored of it, and then the other person, it's like like I said, supercar owner. He hasn't driven a stick shift in a while. Driving a stick shift after months of supercars is like that's sick. You know, reminds me of the old days. Same as the poor person that drives a stick every day. He gets in a supercar for one day. Wow, amazing speed, awesome. You know, it is what it is. That's just life right there. So I guess to a degree, video games are kind of cheating that because video games are so dopamine. You can change so fast. That's why I like Ark because even though it's the same game, it's like a whole new map, maybe different dinos, different ecosystems. That's why Ark is like, cooked Earth, then expired Earth. I never really wanted to do the possible cooked Earth, but people wanted it, so I guess I'll just do it. But yeah, when I went to expired Earth, I was like, when I went to expired Earth, I was really kind of done with cooked Earth. But yeah, it's because yeah, yeah, dopamine. It is what it is. I guess that's why Playboys exist because I already told you guys like, you know, in order for ecosystem to maintain itself, you're gonna need a mix of both. You're gonna need playboys and you're gonna need men that marry. There's no right or wrong. Same as girls. You need some good ones. You need some naughty ones. It is what it is. It's just how the ecosystem works. There's no right or wrong. There's no black and white. It's just gray because everything has their own POV. I guess that's why we struggle. Not we. No, it's not I struggle. It's just that that's why as a anomaly, it's kind of like yeah, it is what it is. There's no emotional attachment to anything. There's no emotional attachment to like, oh, everyone should do this, or every girl should act like this, or every guy should act like this. No, no, I don't think so. Everyone just chooses what they want, right? And whatever the narrative is, or whatever needs a little boost in strategy will be boosted. But both sides have to remain regardless. And you think that you think by now with the technology we have, we could easily catch every single drug person. You can literally catch every single bad person, right? But then you always like, yeah, that's you can easily notice it in real life, right? We have the capability of easily finding who the druggies are, just put them in jail, right? But a lot of cities just leave them alone. They on purposely just leave the drug dealers. Matter of fact, they might just release them back because, in reality, we need both sides. That druggie selling streets on the drug, on a that druggie on the street selling drugs. We could have arrested him like the first time we sold it, but sometimes we need him. to continue creating an ecosystem balance. People will die, people will suffer, people will be happy, people would, breed. You need both sides. In order for a happy country, no, in order for like a happy, happy population, another one has to suffer. If every single population was positive, then who's going to suffer? We need a balance, which is why finding external animals for our benefit would work. And that's why when it comes to the galaxy, that's the only really method of continuing humans, because the galaxy would probably have more challenges and more dopamine, new creatures, new animals to conquer, right? But I'm sure eventually, if we conquer the entire universe, humans would just go back to normal and go against each other. Same as Earth. There's no human peace, because even if somehow humans, oh no, not somehow, when humans rule the galaxy or rule a certain section, if there's no more common enemies, then they're just going to turn on each other again. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Holy crap! When I do that, I'm almost full. So what was I saying? We're on 4, 5, 3 quarters. So was I, oh, so was I saying? Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, dopamine. It's kind of like for us right now. If we ever go hunting and fishing on a boat, that'd be pretty cool, right? First time, but I'm sure repetitively it'd be like, bro, can I just go on the beach? It really depends. It's just dopamine, human nature, ecosystems. So yeah, I guess we finally found something to talk about. But it's pretty basic stuff, honestly. Super basic stuff. And you're asking what we're doing right now? Well, we're just creating law at the moment. Creating law until something happens, and we'll adapt. One thing we do have control of is the diet. So, Instagram era soon. Well, we're testing 2K calories right now, seeing how that goes. It's either we do 2K calories or 2000. No, we're going to stick with 2K. Go on a stick with 2K and see what happens, even though we have been ranging at 69. Maybe we can gain more weight or something, I don't know. But the top two abs are definitely back from the 2600 calorie push. But before it was like slightly hidden, but recently with the 2K, with the under 2K and the 2K, the top two abs are back, visible. It's quite nice actually, especially with the white robe. With the white robe, if you like open up the midsection and then have the have the fabric just below the two top abs, bro. Man, I'm not gay or anything, but like, shit. I guess the only thing I don't show is that on YouTube I don't show the Alpha 3 regime, but in reality I'm pretty sure the abs and the majority of our composition is probably from Alpha 3 regime, but I don't I can't show it on YouTube. Well, I'm not willing to show it on YouTube yet. Maybe in the future I'll show it on YouTube. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. The Alpha 3 regime, yeah. It's not like I'm not showing it. All of the Alpha 3 regime footage is on the raw section, but it's not on YouTube. But any agents who grab the hard drives will definitely see the Alpha 3 regime. I think I'll be confident to show the Alpha 3 regime once we hit Instagram era, and then I can literally show you guys the lore behind Alpha 3 regime. But yeah, it's not like I am recording the Alpha 3 regime. It's just I'm not showing on YouTube. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. We talked about, did a quick talk about ecosystems, did a quick talk about human nature and dopamine, done. Did a quick mention about our schedule, also done. Talked about the future Instagram era, done. So it's really just compounding days now. Ain't much else left besides compounding days. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing. I'll admit that the Spigen case is definitely quite good because it's just black. Plus the ultra wide deep blue is like camera, kind of. Again, there's also that ecosystem of catching them all, like catching all the fish. That is a possibility. But we're not hunting and fishing for like actual food. We're hunting and fishing for like the thrill of catching the species and then killing it. Yeah, I want to kill it. Exterminate every single species. That'd be kind of cool, you know? Have a record of me killing all the animals on Earth on video and then moving on to the galaxy. Be like, hey, this is the man that killed every single species of animal. Really? That's kind of an interesting goal. Kill every single species with blood on my hands, except for humans. But anything else, probably. But I'm going to kill a cat. Killing a cat's easy, killing a dog's easy, but yeah, we'll see about it. Mainly just do fish for now. I should be changing camera angle. What am I doing? My bad. Should have changed camera angles when I saw. That's it. I think we're nearly done, ladies and gentlemen. We're done. Almost. I'm pretty sure I also said in the past that, you know, load days shouldn't come at the time. But it's okay because this load day is like 6 foot plus, so ain't nobody gonna attack. Well, not me of course, but you never know. But also I guess context is because in New Zealand it's safer to a degree. Gonna have to do a bunch of blurriness. It's pretty easy though. All I know is that the Mac Mini is super OP. Alright, I'm done. Uh, yes, appreciate it again, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Cool.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I realized that during my cooked earth today, I was supposed to use this one, but I guess we use this one, and I forgot to change it. But it doesn't matter. It's been like what, like 3 hours since we did the cooked earth thing. Honestly, what I actually did after cooked earth was I was gonna pack up to go hunting and fishing tomorrow, but then I looked at the weather and the tide time, and I was like, no, never mind. So then I stopped packing, and then I ended up watching YouTube for like 1 hour. Like I watched, Midway, that the World War II battle. I was like, I don't know. I watched it for like 1 hour. I was like, what the hell? What did I just watch? Pretty interesting. Anyways, reminded me that I had to do a story today, even though I didn't give my word, but I might as well just do a story, right? Man, I should be asleep. We're gonna do one day, just one. All right, story 2. Let's go. By Alex Gallo. Here we go. Lock in. Yeah, no deal.
I've always lived in the shadow of my older brother. I'm not bitter about it, but it's just been the truth.
Hey, that is what it is. Little brother, older brother. It is what it is. That's just life right there.
He's got a successful business, and I've been trying to replicate that for the better part of 6 years now.
Damn.
I recently moved back in with my parents to try and find some footing. Going back home definitely felt like a step backward,
Oh wait, yeah, we have to listen to it. We can't. There's no subtitles.
but I didn't have many options.
Okay, so this guy's living with his brother, helping with his business.
Years now. I recently moved back in with my parents to
Moved
try
back
and
with
find
parents?
some footing. Going back home definitely felt like a step backward, but I didn't have many options. I was staying in the basement to keep out of their way as much as I could. It wasn't too bad down there. It was almost like a mini apartment.
I mean, the image you're showing makes it look kind of chill, so I don't know what you're talking about.
The basement had its own little kitchen,
Basement had a kitchen. Well, you might as. If your basement got a kitchen, then you're all good. What you talking about? Basically, like a mini apartment, yeah.
bathroom, office, bedroom, and even a TV with my old video games.
Can you even call that basement? Kitchen, bathroom. You're basically just living in an apartment. Or like, yeah.
With all that, I rarely went upstairs. I could pretty much live down there on my own, and
Hey.
it kept me from feeling like a total burden. One night, it was either Friday or Saturday, there was a pretty nasty storm blustering outside. Rain was hammering against the windows, and the wind was strong enough to rattle the whole house. I can't overstate the intensity of it. It was one of the wildest storms I had ever seen at that point. My parents were out of town for the weekend, so I had the place to myself, which was fine by me. I remember it being extra cozy down there that night. I love listening to a raging storm from the comfort of a warm bed, especially when it's late at night. There's something about hunkering down inside during a chaotic storm that really eases my mind. I was about to fall asleep to the soothing pattering of rain when the power suddenly went out. Everything clicked off at once, and I was left in total darkness. I groaned, annoyed at the inconvenience. I figured the storm must have knocked out the power, and for a second I thought about going to check the breaker, but I didn't feel like dealing with it. Not with the storm raging outside. Besides, I was about to go to bed anyway, and I didn't really know where the breaker was to begin with. I figured I'd just wait it out and deal with it in the morning.
I mean, sounds about right, no? Sounds kind of. Yeah, just wait till morning, right? Just you're falling. What happens? What happens when you in like? What happens when the power goes out and you're already asleep? You know what I mean? And you wake up in the morning. It's like, oh, did you know the power went out? No, I was already asleep. Oh, well, the power went out. Oh, okay. You know, it's like, what if you were already asleep when the power goes out? You won't know. How do you know if the power goes out when you're asleep? You know, you did asleep. Power goes out. You don't know. You know, I guess I can't really relate to it because we wake up for Earth log before the sun. So, yeah, it is what it is, right?
As I lay there, trying to get comfortable again, I heard something. A loud, unnatural thud against one of the basement windows. It sounded heavy, like something had hit it hard.
Opportunist.
My first thought was that maybe a branch had come loose in the wind or a tree had fallen.
Maybe.
But the sound was sharp and deliberate, not like anything I'd heard before. As lazy as I wanted to be, I couldn't ignore a fallen tree. That was a bit of a step up from a simple power outage. Reluctantly, I got out of bed and grabbed my phone, using the flashlight to make my way over to the window. The basement was pitch black, and the only sounds were the rain pelting the glass and the low rumble of the thunder outside. I remember rubbing fuzzies out of my eyes to try and wake myself up a little bit. I held my phone up to the window, squinting through the glass, and nearly died from my heart stopping right there. There was a man's face pressed up against the window, and he was staring in at me. His eyes were wide, his skin pale and drenched, and for a split second, he made direct eye contact with me. As soon as he saw me looking, he moved away from the window. I stumbled back, almost dropping my phone in shock. What the f had I just seen? I felt my heart starting to race. I could barely breathe, but I didn't have much time to process it
Can't
because
breathe.
a few
Sorry.
seconds later, I started hearing another sound, the sound of footsteps. I listened closely. The floorboards above my head were creaking gently. There were people in the house. Between what I had just seen and what I was hearing, I was on the verge of losing it. I was home alone, and my house was literally getting broken into.
Oh.
On top of everything, one of them knew I was in the basement.
Oh.
I couldn't think clearly with how severe the situation was. Everything was happening so fast, but I had no choice but to act. I quickly checked my phone, ready to call the police. But then I remembered that power outage had knocked out the Wi-Fi, and with no cell service in the basement, I was trapped down there, totally cut off.
Mobile data, right? No mobile data? It is what it is. I mean, you would think that they would have mobile data, right? Considering that you're living in such a luxury house. But I mean, if you don't have mobile data, GG, right? Do you even need Wi-Fi to call the police? Like, do you need data? I don't know. I just assumed that do you need like cell phone data to go to police? I don't know.
I knew I couldn't just sit around and wait for these people to do whatever they'd come to do. I tried to calm myself, thinking through my options. I couldn't let those strangers just roam around my house, but I definitely didn't want to confront them head on. I was literally stuck in a lose-lose situation. I decided I'd try to sneak upstairs, skip out the front door quietly, and then call the police once I was outside. I didn't have another choice. Keeping my footsteps as quiet as possible, I made my way up to the basement stairs. I still remember the pure fear of that moment. You never know how your body's going to react to something traumatic until it happens. When I reached the top, I peered around the stairwell. My heart sank because I saw 3 figures with flashlights moving around my pitch black house. I watched them for a few seconds, literally petrified. One of their flashlights panned across their body just long enough for me to make out what one of them was carrying.
A gun.
It was a gun.
GG.
I froze.
Scream.
Every muscle in my body was tense.
Go crazy.
I didn't move. I just watched as they murmured.
Go crazy. You know the dark. You know the house. Go crazy. Hey, thanks for leaving me out. I've been a slave down here. Oh no, go crazy. Start screaming. Go crazy. Make him scared. Nah, they're gonna shoot you though. They'll probably just shoot you. GG. What would you even do in a situation? I guess it's either running out the house or hiding, but like I don't know, do people even do break-ins anymore in this modern day? I feel like the only way you would break in is if without a mobile device. Yeah, true. What would you do though? Would you break in or no, would you hide or run away? It really depends on the neighborhood, you know? But running away probably might be a bit more. You'll be seen a lot easier. Again, it really just depends on the context of the neighborhood, right? Like, for example, you wouldn't really hide in like a city-like area, right? Because the moment you run outside, there's CCTV cameras everywhere, or like, you know, just people outside, cars and streets, right? But if you're living in like a rich neighborhood, or like not a rich neighborhood, but like if you're living in a more isolated area, then hiding maybe it really depends on the context. But the current context right now, either make a run for it or hide. But yeah,
to each other in low voices. That's when I heard one of them say something that escalated the situation even further, if that was even possible. In a calm, almost casual voice, one of them said, "Alex is in the basement, go find him."
What?
I can't describe the terror I was feeling.
They know your name.
How the fuck did he know my name?
Oh,
I backed down the stairs as quietly as I could, trying to keep my breathing steady, but inside, I was losing my shit entirely.
Oh, that's
I knew I didn't have much time.
When the people know your name is worse. Oh, you got someone targeting you. It is what it is. They know you. It's either your brother's mates or someone, but they know your name now, so yeah.
They were coming for me, and I had no idea what was going to happen once they found me. I looked around frantically, considering potential hiding spots. There wasn't time. I needed to get the hell out of there in the next minute, or I was going to die. The only possible way out was through one of the basement windows, but they were all sealed from the inside. I had no other choice. I grabbed a nearby stool, climbed up one of the window wells, and smashed the glass with my elbow. Shards of glass flew everywhere, but I didn't care. I scrambled through the broken window, pulling myself out into the rain. I felt the cuts all over my body, but I didn't have time to register the pain with the adrenaline and fear coursing through my veins. The downpour soaked me instantly, and I ran through the mud, trying not to slip. Once I was a safe distance from the house, I finally got a signal and called the police. I remember my hands shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. By the time the police searched the house, whoever had been in there was long gone. So much stuff had been stolen, I'm not even going to bother listing everything that was taken. The power outage had been intentional, no surprise there. My parents were livid and threatened to kick me out of the house. I basically had to beg them not to, insisting that there was nothing else I could have done. They eventually calmed down, but I'm still pretty shaken by the whole ordeal. I still have no idea who those people were or how they knew my name. I hate thinking about what might have happened had they found me.
What would you even do in this situation, honestly? I have no idea what you would do in that situation. I'm gonna be real. No idea what you do in that situation. Like, what would you do? He ran away and called the police, but I don't know, if you're not allowed to die, you could just confront it, right? You know? Hey, I'm not allowed to die. Oh shit! Now you're like, I don't know. Like, what can you do about that? I don't even know what you do about that. Do we want to do another story, or do I want to go hit the haze and nap? I don't know. Not nap, but how's my eyes looking at night? Is it good? It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare for me to do videos at night. It's pretty rare. How we do a little story time from me? What am I saying? Am I just? I should just go. What am I doing? Still recording this? It's like, it's like, it's like night. Matter of fact, I bet it's not even nighttime. If I open my windows, it's probably still bright. I should go check. It's still bright. Striptease, psych? No, not allowed. Maybe later. Bye bye.